Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Connect Now. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on Connect Now on this Monday, April 4th. April 4th, indeed. And we're glad you're here on this Monday edition. Coming up, we're going to talk about the latest as Denzel Washington was caught in the middle between the Will Smith and Chris Rock saga that happened last week. As you remember, Chris Rock had made a salacious joke about Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, and that didn't go too well with Will at first. But Will was laughing. But Will Smith came across and slapped the ever taste out of Chris Rock's mouth, as you see right there. We're talking about here on Connect Now, the slap heard around the world, a continuation. Hopefully, this be the end of this story. That this story has been talked about for the past week, and hopefully, we put an end to this story coming up, as well as she's ready. She's ready indeed. Tiffany Haddish announced that she is pregnant. We don't know how long Tiffany Haddish is in her verge of becoming her journey on becoming motherhood. But we'll get to the latest on that, as well as we told you Denzel Washington sat down with Pastor T.J. Jakes. He discussed on what he had saw in the room. I know Denzel Washington kind of was trying to be the mediator in the story with Will Smith. There was a lot going on that time. I mean, it was a lot. You see Tyler Perry, all of them trying to console Will Smith. Will Smith was trying to, I guess, you know how Will Smith be. Will Smith wanted to get jiggy with it. He was consulted. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Connect Now here on Connect TV. Thank you all for watching this edition of Connect TV on Connect TV. We thank you all. Like we said, the elephant in the room, Brittany Shay, she's off this week and she'll be off next week. Hopefully, when she comes back, she'll feel better. But she's been a little bit under the weather, and we're rooting for Brittany Shay on the road to recovery. We hope Brittany Shay feels better and comes back strong. All right, and then too, the controversy was going on too, as Will Smith challenged his inner King Richard right here. It must be playing that role must have got Will Smith so aggressive as a late playing King Richard. It won him the award for the Oscar. I guess his aggression came out that night. He had to defend the honor of his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, at being ridiculed and made fun of by Chris Rock over a joke about her hair that she's been dealing with for a very long time. All right. In other controversial news, many people would be surprised that Jim Carrey even said that Will Smith should be ashamed of himself of what he did. Jim Carrey coming out promoting his new movie Sonic 2 said that Hollywood is spineless and what happened at the Oscars to what Chris Rock shouldn't been happening at the first place. I mean, when you look at Chris Rock, this is Chris Rock recently after making that joke about Will Smith, and a lot of people saying that Chris Rock was trying to please the white audience, and he had got a little dose of his medicine. After a lot of people saying Chris Rock shouldn't made that joke about Will's wife Jada, that's why he had got slapped for his reason, and everybody in Hollywood, and everyone in the whole world is talking about this Will Smith, Chris Rock incident. Well, we know that Jim Carrey said Will Smith should, if it was him, he would have sued Will Smith, which that would have been his given. But at the same time, a lot of people are coming to terms on Jim Carrey and what he did to Will Smith way back when he Jim Carrey had, they say, he's molested Alyssa Silverstone when she was a teenager. So then this Jim Carrey can't find no room to talk about nobody. But at the incidents, they're finding stuff about Jim Carrey's past, and they're saying you can't talk just as well as you trying to make it seem like you're changed. Like I said, like this, people in Hollywood change over time. It's just the principle. Jim Carrey felt the need to say something, and he got overshadowed with his own actions, what he did. That people are bringing up stuff from his own past, what he did. Will Smith did admit that he was wrong. He was sorry for what he did. Um, his behavior at the Academy Awards. This is the message that Will Smith sent to the Academy, and his wife Jada Pinkett Smith with her somewhat apology, saying this is the season for healing, and I'm here for it. We know this story is going to die down, but once Will Smith address what happened, he'll do it on his wife's show, Red Tabletop, to air off what had happened and what went wrong and how that lack of communication can get fixed. Said Will Smith won the Academy Award for King Richard, a phenomenal movie. I saw that movie a couple of days ago. Phenomenal. Playing the role of King Richard, motivated, determined father to make sure that his daughters get the resources that they needed to get by. And King Richard Williams, right there. He is in his 80s. They say that he's not feeling too good, that he's on some small form of dementia. But said Richard Williams wouldn't approve that would happen. I mean, we don't know what Will Smith was going through at that time. Then the emotions was at an all-time high. And Chris Rock, he's trying to promote his comedy tour, the Ego Death Tour, and I guess it's working for Chris Rock, getting boosted up. Even Chris Rock's own family had something to decide too. This is a tweet that someone wrote. Saying, I hope Chris Rock apologized to Jada because sitting aside from everything else, his immediate reaction to that joke was hurt, anger, and exhaustion. So I guess Will and Jada are tired of being picked on about their open relationship if they have one. But I guess too, Will and Jada had to realize too, you're celebrities. You got to be private. You can't tell everybody what you do for their entertainment and amusement. I think Will and Jada finally getting to the notch now that you can't really tell everybody what you do. And the joke right there was out of line by Chris Rock. Talking about her hairline, saying she can be on G.I. Jane, saying a feminist. But then I think Chris Rock wasn't sensitive to enough to know what Jada Pinkett was going through. He didn't really do his homework. He should have done his homework to get to the root of the matter. We know that Jada Pinkett Smith is no saint. We know that she says that she was splitting up. She went with Will and she was with August as Cena at the time. Like I said, we don't know. It's in our business. What goes in the mirrors is that Will and Jada is living proof that you can be married people and still fling around with other folks. Is it right? No, it's not right. If you're not happy in a relationship or a marriage, it's best to get out and leave both parties amicably happy. It's going to be some hurt. You're not going to get over, your mate. You get that divorce, it's long and hard and serious because people have to realize, life goes on. Life goes on without that person. Life goes on without a job. Life goes on with different people. You can't be content. And hopefully Jada and Will probably reconcile and realize that they found the love and the bond stronger than ever of what had happened. And hopefully they can move this past aside. And hopefully Chris Rock having his heart. He has forgave, but hopefully Chris Rock will move forward with his own actions and be a little bit more, be a little bit more empathetic and not try to relish the fact that he don't know everything, and if he thought he knew everything, he didn't. you know, because it's that tone sometimes, that tone of nutrition, the tone of what he's going through, because we don't know what happened, and hopefully Will Smith get the help he needs, get the therapy he needs to channel his emotions, his aggression, much that many people thought. Well, I thought like Will Smith was a happy-go-lucky guy, and now this is kind of out of character. This has been the Will Smith that many people didn't see coming, and then Will Smith tried to keep this happy-go-lucky persona hidden. And I say this, like I said, if it was that, maybe he wasn't being himself, but sometimes you have to be yourself when you are in certain situations that not in your favor. And hopefully Will Smith can attest to that, just being himself and not trying to be something that he's not. And let's just hope Will Smith learns from this, and let's hope Chris Rock learns from this. Learn from each other's actions. Chris was wrong for slap. Chris was wrong for making that joke about Jada's alopecia, which that was wrong, and Will was wrong for slapping Chris Rock. And they said Chris Rock was despondent after he had got slapped because he didn't know how to react to it. And, maybe Chris Rock will kind of set his tone and not do something like that ever again. And a lot of the comedians are a bit fearful of what had happened. And you know how that go. Well, we know that during that altercation, actor Denzel Washington, right here, as you can see him right here, consoling Will Smith, trying to get Will Smith back together and telling him this okay and all right, as well as Tyler Perry. They both was consoling Will Smith after what had happened. Will Smith probably was out of his mind, losing it, and didn't know what to think at the time. And hopefully, with Will Smith, he can get the help he need. And he had his Hollywood friends, Tyler Perry and Denzel Washington, trying to help him, steer him in the right direction and stuff. So Denzel Washington went on the TJ Jakes show. He did like a conference with Pastor TJ Jakes, and Pastor TJ Jakes asked the obvious question to Denzel Washington: what was going on that happened? Let's take a look on what had happened with Pastor TJ Jakes said.
War III, we were looking at Ukraine, and it happened on the Oscars when Will, who I love, smacked Chris, who I love. You came in as a senior statesman into that situation. Don't let me tell you about it. You tell me, what happened? What happened? What happened? To these icons, these legends got into a fight in front of the world. What happened? It wasn't a fight. It was just one person slapping the taste out of the other one's mouth.
Well, there's a saying, when the devil ignores you, then you know you're doing something wrong. Wait a minute, I'm not done now. You know, the devil goes, oh no, leave him alone. Man, he's my favorite. Don't bother him.
Yeah.
Conversely, when the devil comes at you, maybe it's because you're trying to do something right. And for whatever reason, the devil got a hold of him, of that circumstance, that night. And fortunately, there were people there, not just me, but others in the gap. Tyler Perry came immediately right over there with me, and some prayers, you know, keep it. I don't want to say what we talked about, but there, but for the grace of God, go any of us.
Yeah.
You know, who are we to condemn? You know, I don't know all the ins and outs of the situation, but I know the only solution was prayer. The way I saw it,
after Denzel Washington sat down with Pastor T.J. Jakes, where he said that he didn't know at the time, he didn't know what exactly was going on with Will Smith and Chris Rock, but he hadn't immediately intervened because it was a fake intervention. Well, we know he said that the devil rides you, which sometimes do with people. Sometimes some people are demons in a way that they are possessed with devil qualities and stuff of that nature, and you have to ignore them because they want to get your attention and try to steer you the wrong way, in the wrong direction. And thank God for Denzel Washington to stir Will Smith to not doing something that he would later regret. So for kudos to Denzel and kudos to Will Smith for keeping his composure. Speaking of that, their good friend, Will Smith and Jada's good friend, Tiffany Haddish, has announced that she's ready. She's ready to become a mother. As you see right here, Tiffany Haddish showing um, screenshots, what they call it, sound something. If you know what I'm talking about, that sound ray of a baby. So Tiffany Haddish is expecting her first child. The Girls Trip actress is elated, excited, and we'll be ready for the journey. Tiffany said that she expects to have her child sometime this summer. So Tiffany Haddish will be ready to have a kid this summer. Well, we know that Tracy Braxton has been in the news as late. We know that she passed away just about a month ago, and they had her funeral service, and now the family is kind of at odds with each other, as the Braxton family would disapprove of the funeral service going viral, and they weren't in attendance. They said Tracy's husband decided that he wanted to get the okay go. Um, like I said, sometimes when people marry other people, they're marrying for convenience in a way. Convenience to know that they know what the person's all about. Um, like I said, with Tracy, she loved her husband, she loved her son, and she loved her grandson. Um, the Braxton family probably didn't approve of Tracy's husband, but they family. But at the end of the day, family can go astray too due to the choices you make, and hopefully Tracy family and the rest of the Braxton sisters can make amends and get back on the right page. Let's hope. Also, we're talking about the Grammy Awards right now. We see Doja Cat. Doja Cat wearing. I thought she said she's quitting music. It must be that you know how. Spice from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta getting her Grammy nomination for Best Reggae Album. Congratulations to Spice on the nomination. She didn't win, but she was glad to be represented. The Grammy Award for Best Hip Hop. Now we know Kanye West took the Grammy Award. I really thought Drake should have won the Grammy for Certified Lover Boy with his album. I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for it hurts. But Kanye West wins it. You see Matthew Knowles. He wants to do a like King Richard style movie about him, but since it's getting bigger with Will Smith. This controversy. Matthew Knowles. Who can play him? Who you think can play Matthew Knowles in a biopic about him? I'm thinking Idris Elba be a good choice. So look for that. Also, too, Will Smith said that he resigned from the Academy Awards after SmackDown. Will Smith resigned from the Academy, but the Academy still gonna make consequences for Mr. Smith some way, somehow. The possibilities are endless, so we have to see how that all gonna play out down the road. As well as Carly B made a hip hop video. Probably be making a hip hop video. I don't know what the hip hop video gonna be, but they say it's supposed to be lit. So what Carly B does, Carly B gonna do. What she said is gonna be lit. Gonna be lit indeed. All right. So we thank you for joining us here on the not the Pro Wrestling Show, but now. Sorry about that, folks. It's Connect Now. So sorry. Got a different show mistakenly messed up. All right, we're gonna thank you all for watching Connect Now. Where we finally put to bed. Chris Rock and Will Smith. The slap heard around the world. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long. We'll see you next week for another edition of Connect Now. See you later.